Yeah, it's okay.
Now it's okay.
Yes, yes. Now we can start. A very warm welcome and good morning to everyone. Today is the fifth day of this 7 days e-faculty development program on emerging trends and challenges in pharmaceutical sciences and healthcare 2022 from 15th January to 22nd January 2022. This EFDP is sponsored by Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India, APTI. On behalf of IIMT University, I, Dr. Sachin Kumar, Head of the Department, IIMT College of Medical Sciences, would like to welcome our eminent speaker, Dr. Amrita Misra ma'am. And I also welcome to all our faculty member and all participants on today's session. Before starting this session, I would like to introduce our today's eminent speaker, Dr. Amrita Misra ma'am. She is head of department in School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, IFTM University, Muradabad. Dr. Amrita Misra ma'am completed B Pharm from UP Technical University and M Pharm from Bundelkhand University in year 2005 and 2008 respectively. She has completed PhD in pharmacy from Birla Institute of Technology, Misra, Ranchi in 2015. She is having 14 years of teaching experience with an experience of supervising 10 M.Pharm students under her supervision. One student has submitted the PhD thesis and 4 are working for PhD degree. Her area of interest is herbal drug development, quality control of traditional and complementary medicines, analytical techniques, natural product chemistry, and herbal cosmetic products. She has participated in 13 short-term courses, workshops, conferences organized by different government bodies and presented 20 posters in various conferences. She has to her credit 39 research and 14 review articles in various journals of high repute with cumulative H index 13. Dr. Misra ma'am has been awarded PD Sethi organization and best researcher award for her contribution in academic and research. She is presently working as head in School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, IFTM University, and also running a startup in the area of pharmacy at IFTM Business Incubation Foundation. Welcome, ma'am. Mic over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay, now I'm sharing the screen. Okay, please, I'm not able to share the screen, please.
Mohit sir, just make ma'am as a host.
Okay, please show me.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, the screen is visible.
Visible,
Yes, ma'am. Visible.
Oh, okay, now I'm starting the presentation. Okay. First, I would like to thank IIMT University for providing me this opportunity. And thank you, sir, for such a nice introduction. Okay, the topic is today's topic is herbal immunity booster to fight against COVID, new opportunities, and we will discuss this topic in detail. So the first thing I would like to introduce is about coronavirus, and we are already aware about it. And coronavirus disease is an infectious disease caused by SARS-CoV virus and was first observed in Wuhan, China on 31st December 2019, and later many cases were identified worldwide. And since then, it has been 2 years, and we are facing this challenge continuously. And we are already very well aware about the symptoms and other things about COVID-19. Some symptoms like fever, cough, shortness of breath, and body ache, headache, sore throat, and vomiting are common symptoms of coronavirus. And the symptoms are directly related to the immunity of our body. This virus is well known to break our immune system, and the infection is very much spread with the speed that the progression of the disease is very fast. That in Delta virus, it was very difficult for the patient to get admitted in the hospital, and the time duration they required for the treatment is very short. They have to admit in the emergency department, and because of the widespreadness of this disease, this problem is very much problematic for us. So our main topic for the today's discussion is immunity, because everything in this disease is related to our immune system. The virus directly attacks to our immune system and breakdowns it. So what do we understand about immunity? We all know about the symptoms, causes of coronavirus, but what we understand about our immunity is main point in this presentation. So immunity in our body is the ability to protect us from getting sick when we are exposed to any infectious agent such as bacteria, virus, parasite, or fungus. It's a complex process and involves complex cellular reactions. And in this process, special protein called antibodies are released in our bloodstream, and these antibody producing cells can remember a particular germ, so they can detect its presence, and if it returns or the antigen returns to the body, the antibody will recognize it and stop it from making us sick. So what do we know about the immune response to COVID-19? What happens to our body when our body gets exposed to the COVID-19 virus in the sense of immunity? We all know about only symptoms, but what actually our immune system do to the coronavirus, or the coronavirus do to our immune system? So mostly the COVID patients or the person who get infected from COVID virus, we can see the presence of antibodies against COVID virus in the blood of the patient after getting infected. And the antibodies appears about 1 to 3 weeks after the symptoms started. So when the patient get infected from the COVID-19 virus, he will show the presence of antibodies about 1 to 3 weeks after the symptoms starts. So that time, generally this much time a patient takes to get recover from this disease also. And the amount of antibodies present in the patient's body is directly proportional to the severity of the disease. So the more severe the disease will and infection will, the more amount of antibody will be seen in the patient's blood. And this information has been taken from the website of WHO. I have given the reference also. So mild symptoms will cause mild amount of or small amount of antibodies in our body. So what happens if we have antibodies of COVID-19? So what does it mean if we have antibodies of COVID-19 in our body? That means that we are protected from further infection. This is not predictable yet. So the question arises, does the presence of antibodies against COVID-19 means a person is immune and protected from being infected again? This is not well established and we are not aware of it yet. So what do we know about strong immunity? Everybody says that we should have a strong immunity. So presence of antibodies in your blood against any antigen is called immunity. So what is the difference between immunity and strong immunity? So generally a person who recovers from a viral infection is protected against new infection if the antibodies are of adequate quality and quantity. So this is the difference between having immunity and having strong immunity. We should have strong immunity to fight against any infection. Just having few numbers of antibodies in anybody's in blood doesn't mean that you are protected from the getting infection. In fact, having strong immunity also don't protect you from getting infection, but you will not get sick because of that infection. So we can differentiate between immunity and strong immunity here. If the antibodies are of adequate quality and quantity in the present in blood, that can be called as strong immunity. So in the case of coronavirus, there is also a challenge that the virus is continuously changing its sequence. So this sequence changing can also affect the immunity system, because every time we get exposed to the virus, it is a new thing for our body. So every time our body have to go through this continuous process of fight against this virus. So this process of immunization is not a single step process, it's a continuous process, and it will take time for our body to get used to it and to make ourselves strong enough for this infection. So next, so what is the condition of research? We have discussed about the process of immunity. What is immunity? Now we will see what is the progress of research in the field of COVID-19. So we all know that there is no medication available in the market till date specific for COVID-19, that we all know. We know that there are vaccines available, but they are also not available for children below 15, and many countries are still not having proper vaccination. So what we have left with, what option we have left with is only to follow the social distancing, to use hand sanitizer, to use mask. These are preventive measures. These are not cure. These are preventive measures to prevent ourselves from getting infection. And this is a very challenging thing, because we all know the nature of virus is very spreadable. So these are preventive measures, but we still don't have any medication. And development of any medication will take a long time for to reach to the people, in the hand of people. So what the option we are left with is natural products. So we have only left with the options that are our household options, that are natural products, herbs and formulations. So why we should use herbals, natural products for COVID-19? Because firstly and honestly, we were not having any options at that time. We were not sure, nobody was sure what is applicable, what is useful, what is not. So we returned to the roots of our culture and our traditional medicine systems, and we choose herbals as our battle partner. And because these drugs are feasible, cost effective, eco-friendly, they have efficacy and they have less side effects. Cost effective because these are easily available, and they are very easily available, cheap, and eco-friendly. They have efficacy that we know about from thousands of years. We are using Ayurveda as a traditional system of medicine, and they have less side effect that we all know. So what was the most common traditional system of medicine we used in last 2 years was Ayurveda. We all know Ayurveda, and the Ayurveda is not here from last 1 or 2 years. It has been we have using it from thousands of years. We have ancient texts, and we all know its concepts. Ayurveda is considered as the world's oldest medical network, which is believed to manage wide area of infection without causing any side effects. And in the condition of COVID-19, which had last year, and our life changes completely, eventually forcing us to stay indoors. So when we use to stay indoors, you don't have many options to go through. This made us look back to the ancient science, because only one thing we were left with was the ancient science, traditional knowledge, home remedies, in form of home remedies and natural food supplement, which led us to our kitchens and made us follow our 5,000-year-old history of Ayurveda to boost our immunity and find ways to live a healthy and safe lifestyle. Okay, in Ayurveda not only focuses on curing a disease, it's a lifestyle. Ayurveda is just not only focused on curing any disease like in allopathy, but it also gives you a whole regimen of lifestyle. It will tell you how to live. So it will not only cure your disease, but also will make your overall health better. So Ayurveda is derived from the word Ayu, that means long life, and Veda means knowledge. The basic aim of Ayurveda is to maintenance of health. This is the main aim of the Ayurveda, to protect the healthy and cure the sick. So maintenance of health and management of disease. The first step is the maintenance of health by using healthy diet, by using healthy lifestyle. Like one very common example is Ritucharya. Ritucharya means the use of special regimens in particular season, according to season. That will automatically prevent you from getting sick. So maintenance of health is main aim of Ayurveda. And second step is management of disease. If there is any disease or disbalance, it will give you regimen to maintain the disease, management of disease. Now, what are the strengths of Ayurveda? The first and the very strong thing about Ayurveda is that it's acceptance by the community. Because Ayurveda is here from thousands of years, people have already made their mind that it is very useful, and there is a in general acceptance of this therapy in the public. Second is promotion of health and prevention of disease. The first point is very important. The promotion of health, not prevention of disease, is second. So it promotes overall health of people, and it also will give importance to the diet and the lifestyle of people. It has a holistic concept of health. It has individualized and as well as universal approach. It has it deals with public health issues also. It uses natural products, and it has multiple areas of clinical strength. Now, during the times of COVID, Government of India and Ministry of Ayush organized Ayush Samvad. I have taken this presentation of slides from Ayush department's website, and they have a very, very important information in it. So I think I should share it with all the participants. In this Ayush Samvad, they discuss the use of very common things that we already know from long time and we use in our household, but you can think about the importance of these common things that Government of India, Department of Ayush was discussing these simple things during the pandemic with the public. So what were these things? These things were simple things like turmeric, cumin, coriander, and garlic. These spices we used to study in pharmacognosy in B.Pharm, and all the B.Pharm students go through these herbs. But we don't, at that time, we don't know how much importance these herbs can have. And at the time of pandemic, we become aware that these simple things can be life-saving sometimes, and they recommend Ayush they recommend the use of these spices in daily household cooking. Second thing, they recommend the regimen for self during COVID-19. This regimen includes Nyasa, gargling, steam inhalation, yoga, golden milk, and Ayush Patha. What is Ayush Patha? Ayush Kwath means decoction. Kwath is an Ayurvedic term. Kwath means decoction. In simple terms, we can say tea. The Ayush Kwath, they developed the Ayush Kwath, which includes tulsi, munakka, dalchini, kale mirch, and sunthi or ginger. They used to make chorus powder of these things and boil it with water, like they have recommended here. We can mix all these ingredients together and boil it with in water for 2 to 3 minutes. Strain the decoction and serve it lukewarm. And they recommend addition of sugar or jaggery as per your taste. And this Ayush Kwath has become a part of mostly household. The people, and they developed a formulation for this. This is the important thing for pharmacy students to understand, that mixing chorus powder of simply these ingredients can make a formulation that is known as Ayush Kwath, and many companies are manufacturing it nowadays. And you will see this product in almost every household nowadays. People are using this as a tea. So this is the scope of pharmacy. We can see that like this, we can also prepare many of the formulation which are simple. Now, the second thing they recommend is use of golden milk or haldi doodh. That is also very common. We know to use milk with haldi to boost our immunity. Next thing they use is nyasa. Nyasa is a application of oil in the nostrils to prevent formation of bacterial flora there or virus. So these can act as a preventive layer from the entry and of virus like a biomask when used regularly. Now this anu tail contains only simple sesame oil and coconut oil or ghee, and this combination is used very commonly to prevent the to use as biomass for virus. So I just want to make you aware about that, aware about the formulation, the simple formulation they are preparing, and they are these things are very useful in the time of COVID, when we don't have any specific medication or treatment. We all have these simple formulation to use. Next, they recommend Sanshmani Vati, that is made from Tinospora cardiofolia for fever. And they recommend 2 tablets daily, twice a day, with lukewarm water to treat fever. And the last thing they recommend is diet. So the balanced diet is always important to maintain health and to remove any disease or disbalance from your body as per Ayurveda. So that diet should include all 6 tastes, not only one. There should be all 6 tastes mentioned in Ayurveda, and the time of consuming food is also mentioned there. So we should also take care of diet. Now the second thing I want to share with you is the booklet from Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, and National Medicinal Plant Board, where they recommend certain plants for the use as immunity booster and to for self-care in COVID-19 times. This booklet includes many plants. I am giving just few examples here, like Ashwagandha. We are all aware about Ashwagandha. We have studied this in B farm, M farm, and so on. Ashwagandha, that is used as antipyretic, antimicrobial, antibacterial, antioxidant, and most importantly, immunomodulator, anti-inflammatory, anti-malarial. And the part used is root, leaf, and alkali. Doses powder 3 to 6 grams. And the important formulations are Ashwagandha churn, Ashwagandha aristam. The second plant is guduchi, that is Tinospora cardifolia, which is used as antipyretic, antioxidant, immunomodulator, anti-inflammatory, and hepatoprotective. You can see all drugs are immunomodulator, mentioned as immunomodulator. So what we can do with these herbs? We already know them since B farm, but what we have done with them? Nothing. We can prepare their extract, we can prepare powders, we can prepare tablets, we can do many things from these herbs nowadays, and the market is very much open for all this kind of formulation. And these plants have already proved themselves as useful as immunomodulator. The third example is kalme, tulsi, twak, that is cinnamon, and adrak. These herbs are well known to all of us, and these all have immunomodulator activity. Now, I have discussed about the herbs that we already know. I have discussed about the guidelines of Ayush and NMD, National Medicinal Plant Board. They have recommended many plants. These plants are all well known to us from last many years. So what is happening to the market? The market, new trend on the herbal market during the pandemic. I have gone through the literature survey for this presentation, and I have seen many research papers like this. I have shared one with you. Prevalence of using herbs and natural product as a protective measure during the COVID-19 pandemic among the Saudi population. So by these kind of articles, this is just one. I have seen many of them in online content. They simply recommend that people are using more and more herbal and Ayurvedic products during COVID-19 periods. And this trend is continuous. Why? Because these herbs and simple remedies are easily available to them. They have belief in them. So there is a trend, increasing trend in market for the herbal drugs, Ayurvedic drugs, and we should be aware about it, and we should more focus, should have focus about in the field of research and development of products to make this opportunity for us. Second, I would like to share this news from popular website. This news says Ayurveda is growing due to customer preference toward chemical-free herbal health and personal care products. So again, this news recommend that there is an increasing trend in market for Ayurveda and other traditional systems. I have just focused on Ayurveda because there is a time limit for us, and we have to we can also see these kind of trend for Chinese medicines also and other healthcare systems also. But I am focusing on Ayurveda because here in India, Ayurveda is the most commonly used traditional system of medicine. Like next news, Ayurvedic herbal market sees a strong global growth. You can see here CAGR of 10.8% is recommended in 2021 to 2020. Now you can see the strength of market. The growth of market is incomparable, and this kind of growth in the times of pandemic is very strange, rare, and that this makes me feel that there is always a silver line in everything. So this growth indicates that there is a lot of scope in Ayurvedic and traditional system of medicines, and we should focus our research towards this direction to get benefit from this global market growth. Again, news mapping of impact of COVID-19, sales of medicinal herbs to soar as health concern abound. So these are simple news headings I am sharing to just make you people aware that there is a huge growth in medicinal herb market all over the world, not only in India. Now, what we can do about it? What as a researcher we can do to get benefit from this? So we can move our focus towards research for this in this particular area. So I have just recommended a few things. First, we can explore traditional system of medicine. As a pharmacist, I know we used to study pharmacognosy, and in MPharm, we used to focus on very few books. So we should not limit ourselves to those books. We should also go through pharmacopoeias, Ayurvedic pharmacopoeias, Ayurvedic formulary of India, and other than that, we can also go through the traditional system of medicine books that are available easily in market, like Dravidur Vigyan, Bhasaji Ratnavali, Bhav Prakash Nighantu. These books will give you a lot information about new plants. In the previous slides, I was repeating just few plants again and again and again. But if you will go through these books, you will see that there are a lots and lots of other options are also available, which are far from our eyesight. So we are not we are not focusing on it, and we are not doing research on that on those plants. And those plants are easily available in our surrounding because they are Ayurvedic plants. And Ayurveda is Indian medicine. Ayurveda is Indian system of medicine. So we will get those plants in our surrounding, and those plants have a lot and lots of capability of curing diseases, and we are just not we are not just aware about them. So we should explore these books to get more and more information about new plants, and we should go through these books. And other than those, we can also go for the Unani pharmacopoeia, Siddha pharmacopoeia, and traditional books of Chinese medicines also available in market. Next, what we can do as traditional as a researcher, we can understand and do research in the field of molecular mechanism of drug action, and we can isolate the active marker compound from active herbs. So first step is to explore herbs. When you are sure about the activity of herb, we can further proceed for the isolation of ingredients and for establishment of the mechanism of immunomodulation action. So here I have shared few research, few articles, few data from internet, where the authors have isolated constituents and established their mechanism of immunomodulation action, like berberine, piperine, martine, and different ingredients which are used as immunomodulator. And they have established with the help of research what is the mechanism is behind the action of immunomodulation or immunobooster action of these herbs. So this is also a very vast area of research, and we can proceed in the field of isolation and characterization and evaluation or establishment of the mechanism of actions. These are more examples of those isolated compounds like paracetamol, ginseng, and apocynin. These are from common plants, and they have established their mechanism like inhibition of NADPH oxidase activity, separation of pro-inflammatory cytokinins, enhancement of proliferation of lymphocytes. These mechanisms are specific and this will establish your herb as active immunomodulator, and you can use these herbs in further research. Now, the last point that I would like to share is the development of simple, convenient formulation from these herbs. This is the very vast area of research, and this is very simple thing to do, because it looks like that these formulations are very complicated, but these are very simple formulation, and market is full of this kind of formulations nowadays. Like you can see, I have shared few images here, like ginseng lozenges. These are herbal immunity lozenges, and immunity tablets, immunity capsules, immunity Veda kadha, and chewing gum, in fact, syrups. Lots of kind of formulations are available in market. If we cannot go for isolation or complicated kind of research, we can do simple things. We can develop simple tablets, simple capsules, powders, tea, lozenges, and chewing gum. These kind of things can be developed in our labs very easily from already established immunobooster herbs. So this will increase the area of our research, and this will spread the awareness about the products, and we can go for this in the research. Like there is mouth protecting spray, there are gargles available, chewing gums available. Now people are also selling immunity booster kits where they are providing health supplements, oils together. So these are all the products that are available in the market, as we can see as the immunomodulator. What we can do for it, we can use our traditional system to select few active herbs, and we can formulate simple this kind of formulations and make ourselves ahead in our research profile. And we can also use this opportunity, the market opportunity, where the market is very big and the growth is very big nowadays. We can also, people who are working in the field of herbal drug development can work in this field also. So with this, I would like to conclude something, that these natural herbs and home remedies have helped people realize that the real importance of Ayurveda which was our biggest challenge before the pandemic. And I just want to say why people are started having more faith in natural remedies is because the importance of having a strong immune system during these tough times, and also the government of India and Ayush Ministry promoting the importance of Ayurveda and home remedies, made people at large started having faith back in Ayurveda. It has been noticed that people who moved to Ayurvedic solutions came to us with a faith of getting better in overall health. In the last 1 year, we have seen more than 3,000 patients from different areas and states of country having their treatment in COVID-19 for past COVID recovery, and have preventive measures, and they use Ayurveda as Ayurvedic immunity boosters after COVID-19. And I have one research article with me, and I am just reading lines from it. They shared their experience that they have seen overall growth, overall health in after COVID-19, because they were using Ayurvedic supplements as immunity boosters together with the allopathic medicines. So people are exposed to so many viruses and bacteria in their daily lives that they don't realize, but the key to be safe from it is to have a strong and alert immunity system. So the Ayurveda also provides simple remedies for these problems, and we are well aware about these now, because the Ministry of Ayush and Government of India is also focusing on it. And I just recommend to all the participants to please go through traditional books for sometimes and when they have time, and you will get a lot of knowledge about new plants, and you will see that there are tremendous scope of research in those books. If we can join Ayurveda and pharmacy together, we can create many things that are very much required in these COVID-19 days to prevent and cure COVID-19. And just I'm not just not concluding to immunity boosters. There are a lot of scope in other things also, like you will see in market herbal hand washes, sanitizers, and all. The market is full of these kind of things. So the herbal and the traditional system is just gaining its popularity back, and the market is open for us. So we should go to that particular field and we should explore it. We should not hesitate to read other than our subject books, and we should go through the Ayurvedic traditional system of medicine to get new plants to us for research and development purposes. So this is from this is all from my side. Thank you so much. I think this will be beneficial for you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this wonderful session. Mohit sir.
Hello.
You are with us now, sir?
Okay. Thank you, sir. Please continue, sir.
So once again, thank you, madam. Myself, Vivek Verma, on behalf of. In fact, I must told you, ma'am, that I was a student of IFTM. Of my graduation, I have done B Pharmacy in 2003 from IFTM only, ma'am.
Okay.
We are the students of first batch
Oh.
of IFTM. So nice to hear you, ma'am. And on behalf of IIMT, good afternoon to our speaker, ma'am, dean sir, teachers, and my dear students which are on YouTube live with us. First of all, I would like to thank to our dean sir for giving me an opportunity to speak on this occasion. On behalf of IIMT University and department, I would like to thank to our honorable speaker, Dr. Amrita Tiwari, for such a wonderful session. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to all the faculty members who have joined this session. And again, I would like to thank. Yes, sir.
Amrita Mishra, ma'am, not Tiwari.
Sorry. Amrita Mishra, ma'am. Amrita Tiwari. Oh, sorry, sir. Amrita Mishra, ma'am. So once again, I would like to thank all the students who have joined us and gained some knowledge from this session on YouTube live. So with a hope, madam, that we will meet again in some other session. So once again, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Fine, thank you, ma'am. Sir, shall we conclude, sir? Mohit, sir? Mohit, sir?
जी sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Conclude कर दीजिए.
Amrita ma'am, just make this IIMT host.
कोई बात नहीं, मैं करता हूँ, रिक्लेम मैं करता हूँ.